been doing a lot of these Indiana neighbors, but got a good one here. Joe Melton, most of you know Joe. Joe, thanks for doing this, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's interesting, Joe, because everywhere I go around town right now, somebody says, "Hey, when are you going to have the Joe Melton interview on?" And, well, we got to do it first, right?
Yeah, but can't air it yet.
You're a popular man around town, and people are looking forward to this. So here we are. I know it's going to be interesting. Joe has a lot of memorabilia here that he will talk about either along the way or at their end that people have given to him out of appreciation. And Joe, let's just start with that. You don't need to go through all of this, but what's that mean to you when somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, Joe, appreciate what you do. Have a hat, have a jersey. Let me sign it." Those sort of things.
Well, it's well, you know, people say cliche things like it means the world to me. Well, it kind of does because, you know, I made a Facebook post the other day of when I go home sometimes I'm just, you know, kind of depressed and sad, but all I have to do is talk to one of these people for 2 seconds and then I'm better. So, but I mean, you know, like Darren Bauer gave me this hat. And that's why. That's
the Indiana Sharks, right?
Yeah, Southern Indiana Sharks.
Travel baseball
I believe they're
team.
Based out of Washington.
They are. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So, and Joe's brought a list. He doesn't want to forget anybody that's helped him along the way, but he will. And I told him that. And at the end, he'll understand that. But Joe, so what we're going to do? You've seen these videos, right? So. Going to kind of go chronologically, and we might be all over the place. That's okay wherever it goes. I've got no notes. This is all. We're just out here talking about everything. But let's start with the childhood that you had. Let's talk about your mother. I know you've got some siblings. Who's your mother?
Doretha Collins, formerly Doretha Taylor, and Doretha Melton.
Doretha Collins. Okay, here in Lagodi.
Yeah, she's married to Tom Collins. He was named after the drink.
No, he wasn't.
I told him I was going to say that.
Okay, all right. Maybe the drink was named after him.
Maybe. He's pretty old.
Oh, boy. We're off to a good start. Mr. Collins, sorry about that.
Just kidding, Tom.
Okay. All right, so you got a couple of sisters. Who are they?
Becky and Angie, but Becky wants to go by Becca now.
Becca?
And we have a half-sister named Susie.
Okay. Where's Becca live? She here in town?
Hayesville.
Hayesville, okay. And
with Ansel.
Okay. Where's your other sisters live?
Angie lives like in Newburgh, something like that.
Okay.
One of those kind of cities.
All right. Okay.
Like down by Evansville.
Down by Evansville.
Pretty far. I drove there not too long ago for Thanksgiving.
All right. And you said you really don't get together as much as you'd like, right? Today?
Well, I'm always invited, but I don't always go.
Okay.
But it's not because I don't like anybody. It just sometimes I'd rather just stay home than drive 2 hours one way, and you know, and then I have to drive back. And then when I drive back, I'm usually not falling asleep, but almost falling asleep. So
yeah. So you want to be careful.
Yeah, very and I'm not. I just sometimes I'd rather just stay home. Mm-hmm. But we've done things closer, and well. Becca lives in Hayesville, so I don't mind driving there at all.
Yeah, that's not too far.
I'm just saying,
and maybe you could meet in the middle at Whitfield sometime. That's an easy, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Never thought about that, huh?
No, they got too much going on. I'll just go there. Okay. Hayesville's not too bad.
That's not too bad at all. You make a lot further trips than that on the road for sports, right?
Yeah, Southridge was pretty far, but I've gone further than that.
I know you have. And he attends just about every one of them, every chance he gets, that's for sure.
I want to say, Robin Keller, softball season, she said, "Joe, you can ride with me to every road game."
Yeah.
And
that's good, yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to
well, people know how important it is for you to get there. You know, you certainly expressed that, and you certainly earned, as we talked about in the post, is he Lagodi's #1 fan? I don't know. I guess some people can claim that, but I don't think there's a doubt that he's the most appreciated.
I think there's very, very high fans that are stuck at home and can't go to any games.
Right, that is true.
But yeah. I think I'm in the top 5 for sure.
Okay. I do too. I do too.
I'm very modest, Greg Bateman.
Yeah. So we're going to find out things that we never knew about Joe. I don't know a lot about Joe. I know Joe, of course, from ball games, and that's about it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Childhood. How was your childhood?
Good and bad.
All right.
I have an amazing mom and an awesome grandma. Well, I did have an awesome grandma. But, yeah, one parent was abusive.
Okay.
But my mom got us away from that immediately. So we'll always appreciate, and I've talked to my sisters and very much appreciate our mom for, because I know this is what bothers me. Some people, they tell one parent the other parent's abusing them and they don't get them away.
That's right.
And that's very sad.
Yeah.
But I don't want to talk about too much sad stuff, but
you felt, though, that was a very important part of your story because
Yeah.
it's impacted your life in a lot of different ways, right?
yeah, well, I almost cried one time already, so might as well tell you the other story. I'll try to tell the shortest version I can.
All right.
Well, I asked God for a sign because if I was going to be abusive to any kids, you know, I didn't know what I was going to do, but
Because sometimes you think
I needed to know.
They say it could be genetic, right?
Yeah.
And you just needed.
So I asked God for a very strong sign, and I said, God, you know me, I need a very strong sign. So I was walking from the barber shop, and Josh Hawkins was, you might hear his name a couple times, he was driving out from behind Marathon, and he said, hey, Joe, we're having practice. If you're bored, you want to go to the field? And then I did my Allen Iverson thing, and then he left, and I was like, why didn't I just ride with him? Well, God wasn't done yet because Bobby and the boys, Bobby Street, were in front of Marathon, and she's like, what are you doing? And I told her, and she's like, oh, you can just ride with us. That's where we're going. Yeah, like I said, God wasn't done. I went in and got my water and went to practice, and I helped out. I'm trying to tell you this fast.
That's all right.
But I'm not good at talking fast.
That's all right. You tell me what you want to
But
tell me.
after practice, Josh had all the kids get around in a circle, and he said, we're going to learn everybody's names. And Tammy's like, hey, you forgot Joe. And Josh said, oh, yeah, Joe, you're going to be my assistant coach, right? I was like, well, I didn't see that coming. But I thought, well, that was sign number one, but there's an even better sign. But, I said yes because I love kids, not in a weird way, and I love baseball, so heck yeah, I'll be your assistant coach. It turned out he had a few others too. But,
that's okay. You were
but it meant a lot in that moment, and it still means a lot. But later, this is the hard part. Well, we were walking, Amelia and Elias said, hey, ride with us, Joe. I was like, well, you guys gave me a ride yesterday by subway, so I'll ride with your dad. So we started.
And they're young children, right?
Yeah, Amelia and Elias were like 5 and 6 or something like that at that time, because this was about a few years ago, before I even had my car. But as we started walking the cars, Amelia held my hand. Mm-hmm. And Amelia is always awesome, but she's never held my hand before or since. Yeah. So in that moment, I took that as a very strong sign from God that I didn't have to worry because I'm good around kids. Yeah. So at least, I don't. Yeah. You don't have to worry about me abusing kids.
Right. So that's a pretty good day for you. Obviously.
More like an amazing day.
Yeah, an impactful day in your life. How long ago was that?
Maybe 4 years ago at the most, but
okay.
I've had my car for 3 years. I just renewed the registration yesterday, and it was before that, so more than 3 years.
Okay. If you notice, he's referencing things by timeline by his car. And people have told me that that's pretty important to Joe, so I asked him, why is that car so important to you? We're showing a picture of the car right now, by the way. So why is that car so important to you?
Well, before I tell you that, I want to tell you another fast story.
All right.
Because Josh Osbrooks, my other buddy Josh in my life, he's a pretty big one too. No offense, Josh. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, he's big in my life. Mm-hmm. But, I was on Facebook, Facebook got a notification, one of your friends posted on Marketplace, and, I'll just go look. I wasn't interested in whatever they posted, but, I wasn't in the market for whatever that was, but I decided to scroll a little bit further, and I saw my car sitting in the grass in front of somebody's house, and I was like, whoa, that's an awesome car. Then I saw the price, and I was like, whoa, I can afford that car. And then, I swear to you, it wasn't 2 seconds later, but it seemed like it. Josh was like, hey, Joe, are you still in the market for buying a car? I was like, dude, you won't believe this. I just saw a car in the grass somewhere on Facebook. And I was like, yes, I want that car. He's like, well, put on your poker face, buddy. I'm like, I don't care, man. I'll try to talk him down a few dollars, but I'm just going to let him know I want this car and I don't care. But test drove it, and then I wanted the car even more. And before I left, I stopped by Hawkins's and the healthcare place. There's a lot of Hawkinses in my life. Mm-hmm. But some of the girls in there said, hey, Joe, you got to come show us your car. I think Blair Baker was in there at the time, and Gabby, I think. And I said, okay, I will. So Monday, as soon as Josh Osbrooks also took me to Washington because license branch is closed on Mondays. So I got my tags and everything, and I went straight to Hawkins's, and Taylor Swift, I call her Taylor Swift, and Lene were in there, and they're like, oh, Joe Melton, you got your car? We got to go see it. So they went out and looked, and they took the short way, and I took the long way. So I came back, they were already back to work, and they're like, oh, your car's pretty, what are you going to name her? I was like, oh, it's funny you asked me that, because I was thinking, my car needs a woman's name for some reason, like guys name their boats women's names, you know. Yeah. But I want it to be a strong but beautiful name. And I said, I swear to you, I said, don't worry, I'm not going to call her Xena Warrior Princess. And they laughed, and Taylor said, well, you could call your car Lene. And I almost said, uncomfortable. But Lene said, I don't care, you can call your car Lene. I was like, okay, well, that's her name then.
Your car's name's Lene?
My car's name's Lene.
Okay. So when you're trying to...
She might not be strong, but she's beautiful, but she's also strong.
All right. Lene.
I'm not saying she's not strong, but she's definitely strong.
Right. I didn't know that.
And strong.
Well, I hope your car lasts a long, long time for you.
Thank you.
Who'd you hang around with? Let's say you were 10, 12 years old.
10, 12 years old?
Yeah, who'd you hang around with?
George Dunn and Tony Rainey is two of my biggest friends, and I knew that you would know George Dunn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you don't live under a rock.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I try to. Yeah. What'd you do? What'd you do for fun here in...
Baseball, basketball, maybe some football. We didn't... Okay, this came later, but I had like two sets of friends, kind of. Tony, when he lived with his mom and dad, there was a baseball field right across from the street, like Todd Irvin and Matt Irvin, I think. I'm going to get some of these guys. I haven't talked to some of them for years, and I still consider them my friends. But you know, life goes on in Lagodi. Yeah. Believe it or not. But yeah. A bunch of us went over there and played baseball over there. Then later, I always like to tell people we were like the Sandlot, the movie The Sandlot. T.J. Howell, Brian Padgett, Clifford and Jackie Edmondson, Roger and Aaron Hembry, Mike Hopkins, the coach, and Bobby, his brother, and Mike Hurt and some other ones. We played baseball every day, just like in that movie. But we played at the Major League field here in Lagodi.
So you actually played baseball, hard baseball?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We didn't pitch hard, but...
No, but you hit hard, didn't you?
Yeah, we hit a lot of home runs, believe it or not.
You're a lefty, aren't you?
I bat right-handed.
You bat right-handed?
But I am a lefty. My favorite was Fernando Valenzuela,
boy.
But now I'm a Yankees fan.
How'd that come to be?
I always loved Fernando, but somehow when I watched whatever year that was, when I was introduced to baseball and fell in love with it like that, Yankees versus Dodgers in the World Series. Yeah. And I remember, not in a good way, but this always sticks in my head, that Goose Gossage came in and hit Ron Say in the head, and he was laying on home plate. But I don't know why I always remember that, but probably because Goose Gossage was intimidating. But I became a Yankees fan, you know, Reggie Jackson, Dave Winfield, before Don Mattingly, which Don Mattingly is probably my favorite player of all time. But
yet you have a Cardinal
I'm talking
shirt
fast.
on. But yet you have a Cardinal shirt on, jersey on, right?
Josh Hawkins and Tammy, they gave me this jersey.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I love Stan the Man Musial, so it's okay. I'm not a traitor.
1944 jersey.
Cooperstown collection, whatever.
All right. Go ahead and take your drink.
Okay.
Yes, okay. He needs his water. No question about that. We all do. In regards to the Yankees, you've never been able to see them play. Is that right?
Nope.
So when they've come to Cincinnati or St. Louis?
They came to Cincinnati a few weeks ago. It was too hot anyways. I wouldn't have wanted to go to that.
Okay.
I can't stand the heat as much anymore.
Yeah, I can't either. I can't either.
But I would love to watch them play. I've been to Busch Stadium a couple times. Last time was with Jason Hart. No, the last time was with Josh Osbrooks. I told you, he was big.
Yeah.
Jason Hart, another one of my good friends, along with Doug Wilson and Gary Parker, we were kind of the four amigos for a long time. But also I went to Busch Stadium with them two, and then I've been to Cincinnati a few times. The first time years ago with my brother-in-law Shane Wills, rest in peace, and my sister Angie and her best friend Barbie. I had to laugh because me and Aaron Hembry were kind of mean to them when we were kids.
Oh.
We had nicknames for them.
Okay. All right.
But you know, we were young boys, so you know.
What about your high school years? Good years for you to remember back on?
Well, you know, this is what I tell you about high school.
We're talking mid-'80s, right? Mid to late 80s?
86 to 89, I'd say.
Okay.
But this is what I'll tell you about high school first, and then I'll tell you some really great memories. There was bowling going on, but it's not like today where there's online bowling and kids can't even go home and get away from it. See, I could go home and get away from it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't bullied badly. And I've talked to one, I'm not saying he bullied me a lot, but I talked to Danny Clark years later, and the only reason I want to mention that is because I consider him to be my friend now. And I remember he came in Marathon one day and he said, "Don't worry, Joe, I'm a changed man. I have daughters and a wife." I probably looked at him and got scared when I saw him. No, he never physically abused me or nothing, just, you know. And when you're in high school, sometimes, you know, people are, I think they when they're young and immature, we want to impress our friends or whatever.
Yeah, well, have you ever done that to someone?
Probably.
Yeah. And
as a matter of fact, I ran into the back tire of a guy one time. He was on his bike and he was just sitting at the stop sign, and I came up and ran into his back tire, and he turned around, punched me in the stomach, and took off. So yes, I have done some bad things myself.
You mean you did that on purpose?
Yeah, but I wasn't trying. I don't remember if I was being mean or if I just did it as a joke, and he didn't take it as a joke at all.
But we want to clarify, Clark, that Danny is a good friend of yours, and Danny's obviously.
I'm glad you said that, because I was in work one day, and Jessica, I never met her before that point, and she said Danny was her dad, and then I told her some stories, and she's like, "Oh yeah, he's a totally changed man now."
Oh yeah.
So yes, I love Danny Clark.
All right. All right. So high school, you are a student manager.
For the greatest coach in the history of the world.
For the greatest coach in the history of the world.
I don't care what anybody says, except maybe Bob Knight.
Was it just the 1 year, 1988?
I don't remember the exact year all the time. I can't remember the exact year the Dodgers and Yankees played either.
Or no, you said your sophomore year, so that might have been
something like that.
87, maybe, something like that.
I know we had a pretty good team.
Yeah.
But we lost at shows, and that was the longest eight-mile bus ride of my life.
Uh-oh.
Jack was not happy.
We might have to edit.
Sorry, Coach Butcher. I didn't mean to call you Jack.
Yeah. But why did you become a student manager? Why was that?
I don't remember. Probably, if I had to guess, and can't exactly remember because I love basketball, but I knew that I wasn't good enough to be on the team. I could have passed the ball to Jeff Doyle.
Yeah, yeah.
And I could have got some rebounds, believe it or not. I was pretty strong and I had strong legs, but I didn't have a lot of leaping ability, so probably against all them taller guys, maybe not.
Did you play intramural basketball?
Yeah. Oh man, I can't remember his name. Oh yeah, Mark Sutton.
Oh yeah.
Larry the Cable Guy's twin.
Yeah, that's exact. Get her done, right?
Oh yeah, I love Larry the Cable Guy. He was on my team one time. He scored like 34 points a game in intramural.
34 points a game?
Yeah, I'm not joking. That's how good he was.
Where was the defense? Was there any defense in this intramural league?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know if we
probably
played defense too much,
Probably
but I
not.
know Bubba Davis was guarding me one time, and he played real good defense. I couldn't even get the ball.
Bubba.
Bubba.
Good job.
I wanted to give him a shout out because I was frustrated that game.
I'm hesitant to bring this up. What type of grades did you get? What kind of student were you in high school?
I was a horrible student,
Oh, okay.
but I'm very intelligent, which is, but I'm not bragging because I was diagnosed with something called Asperger's. I don't always enunciate because I'm lazy and it's funny, but I wanted to at least enunciate it one time, so you know what I'm talking about. Asperger's syndrome.
Right.
I'm technically autistic. I'm highly functioning autistic, but I'm definitely autistic because I can tell. And when I was diagnosed, I went home and watched some YouTube videos, and I started getting emotional because I was like, well, that explains a lot of things I've done in my life.
You looked at it and said, that's me.
That is me. And I started almost crying.
I've read that, and I'm sure if you've done your homework, you know, but that
Not really.
Asperger's syndrome, typically the individuals who have that have very high IQ.
I can tell you what,
had your IQ
22
measured?
times, those generic ones online, one of them said, I don't remember what the number was, but not as high as Stephanie imagined.
I'm sure there's a story there.
She was a friend from mine back in school. We used to ride the bus together, and I always liked talking to her.
Yeah.
But and then I met her 20 years later on Facebook, so that was wild.
She's just one that you thought of whenever you thought of intelligence.
Yeah,
right away.
Definitely. She had a perfect attendance, which was ruined because she was thrown up one day and they would not allow her to go to school, and she was crushed.
Well,
sorry, Stephanie, if you're bringing up bad memories.
Probably didn't hurt your career, did it?
No, she did pretty good. What was I saying? I forgot.
Well, me too. Me too. No, we were just talking about your IQ and.
Oh, I could tell you what 22 times 58 is without batting an eyelid, like, you know,
Well, what is
certain 58. Well, 20 times 58 is 1,160, so it's 1,276.
I'm going to take his word for it. Well, no, I'm going to look it up later, but I'm going to take his word for it now. Yeah. Was math a good subject for you?
I love math, but not algebra. I didn't like algebra. X is like, what's X? I'm like, let X solve itself. I'm tired of trying to solve X.
I'm with you. And why X? You know,
X is lazy.
Why not M? Why X?
Everything has to be X.
I don't get it. Or Y.
And then later, Elon Musk decides to call Twitter X.
Yeah.
So guess what? I never call it X.
Me neither. Okay. What did you aspire to be something when you were 14, 15 years old? And did you say, here's what I want to do when I get older, grow up professionally?
Well, I will tell you that we had career day one day, and I went and talked to Joe G.
Yeah.
And I would tell you that I shook his hand, but it was more like he shook my arm.
Yeah, he's strong man.
There's a lady at church, and she's Joe G's daughter, and I love that lady.
Gianna.
And I'm not good with names, but I know that she's Joe G's daughter, and she
can
has a
sing.
boyfriend.
And she's got a voice too.
And she has a boyfriend who I call him Panama Jack.
Okay.
But Denny Ramsey told me an awesome story about, excuse me, I ate a little bit of sausage patties before I came here.
See, I told you you're going to find out things we never would know from Joe Melton.
But he said that a guy one time said, well, I bet he wouldn't last long in a fight. and the other guy said, it don't take him long. So that was Joe G.
Okay. Oh, Joe said that.
No,
Jeff.
another guy
Yeah,
said that
Jeff.
about him.
Yeah. Okay.
And then another guy
Oh,
said, it don't take him long.
I got you. That's probably true. That is probably true. Joe G, of course, was a policeman here in Lagodi for years.
I've heard many good stories.
Great story.
And I've seen some on Facebook too.
Yeah, and that would be
He was
G
always
and his father.
fair and pretty nice to people.
Yeah, he absolutely was. All right, so now you get out of high school. What's next for you right out of high school?
I went to college too soon, and I wasn't ready for it at all. And
Where did you go?
Vincennes University Jasper Center.
Okay. You weren't ready for it in what way?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever been a great student. I just ended up just going to the workforce and working at, pizza places and Burger King and stuff like that.
So that's what you've done for most of your life, right? As far as employment, the kind of the fast food, the pizza places, right?
Yeah. It'd be easier to tell you what pizza places I didn't work at than the ones I worked at. But Papa John's was a big one.
All right.
By the way, I want to apologize to Christina Bruner because she was in my first class I went to at college, and she had her stuff on this desk, and I don't know why, but I just sat at that desk, and she had to move her stuff, and I don't know why I did that, but I'm sorry that I did it.
So that just popped into your head that you need to apologize to Christina Bruner?
As soon as I thought of VUJC, I thought of Christina
okay.
Bruner.
I thought maybe as soon as you thought of Papa John's, because that's where we were.
No.
Okay. All right.
No, she was one of the few people that I knew, and probably the only one that I knew. Maybe that's why I sat by her.
Did you tell me that you were a master chef at Papa John's? Is that?
No, I was a delivery driver, but I can make you a pretty good pizza though.
I don't know where I got that, a master chef, but
You'll have more toppings than they put on there. I'm more of a pizza junction.
I like Papa John's.
Well, I'm more of a pizza junction and fantastic pizza guy. Mm-hmm. I like toppings.
Biggins, we like you too.
Oh yeah. Biggins has really good stromboli.
Oh boy, they do. Yeah, you hit a chord there with me. That's for sure. Best job you ever had?
Papa John's. They made me a shift manager.
Chef manager. See now,
not a chef manager.
That's where I got master chef. It was chef manager.
But I'm telling you though, I could make you some really good cheese sticks back in the day.
Not today. Just back in the day.
I still could.
Okay. So you were chef manager, Papa John's, in Jasper?
Shift manager.
Chef manager. Oh, shift manager, right?
Shift manager.
Shift.
You got chefs on your mind.
I thought you said chef manager. Shift manager. That makes more sense.
I don't always enunciate.
Was that in Jasper? Papa?
Yeah.
Okay. So shift manager, were you a boss to people?
A nice one, hopefully, because
But you were.
because my biggest problem was if somebody said to me, "Hey, you mind taking out the trash?" Heck no, I don't mind, sure. But if they said to me, "Take out the trash," well, I minded.
Well, that makes sense. A lot of people would be like that. They just
I've really been bad about rude behavior towards me or towards anybody.
no tolerance. No tolerance.
I think that's part of Asperger's, that I just really do not like rude behavior.
And I think you told me that that's a large part of why you left jobs.
And if they're rude to somebody else, I will go off on them. Not physically.
Yeah.
I've never really been in a fight except with Tony Morrison.
Tony Morrison, and you got in a
I wanted to
fight.
mention him.
What, you wanted to mention him because you got in a fight with him?
No, he was my best friend.
Now I'm confused.
Well, we were just young boys, and we were getting ready to do our paper route, and we got in a fight.
That
Hard
makes
telling what it was over. Could have been the weather.
You're right. That could have been.
It wasn't a real fight. We didn't know how to fight. We just wrestled around. We didn't punch each other. Nobody kicked each other in the nose.
Until somebody said, "Are we done yet?" Right.
Yeah,
And
now
we
let's
got on
go
your
do our
bikes.
paper route and let's be friends again.
Yeah.
He was also on my baseball team, the Expos, Brian Paget, Artie Terry, and some other people. And we lost to George Dunn's A's in the playoffs.
Doggone.
And the bases were loaded, and all I had to do was hit a home run, but I hit a line drive. It hit this far from the top of the fence, and Tony was on first. And the other two people scored, and I got behind Tony, and I said, "Run your butt off, Tony." And he ran as fast as he could. and we both got tagged out at home plate,
Yeah.
and we lost by 1 run.
And that's probably where the fight occurred, right
And
there.
no, we didn't fight about that, because he ran as fast as he could, and I appreciate that to this day.
Was this major leagues or minor leagues?
We were in the intermediate league,
Oh,
because when I was
Exactly.
trying out for baseball, I didn't bring my mitt. And back then I was kind of shy, and I didn't talk like I do now. And I didn't tell anybody, I don't have a mitt. No, I did, but they gave me a right-handed mitt, so I had to throw right-handed. So they thought I was horrible. So they put me in the intermediate league.
okay.
I may have led the league in home runs, I'm not sure.
Yeah. So it's like golf. You tell them a higher score maybe than what, so you can get in that category that you can really dominate.
Well, I wouldn't say I dominated, because I lost to George Dunn, and George Dunn, who was younger than me and probably belonged in the intermediate league at the time, his team beat us, and George Dunn definitely better than me at baseball.
Well, isn't it amazing how those are the things that stick in your mind during childhood?
Yeah,
And
George
that's
Dunn
not
is
unusual.
better than me at a lot of things, by the way, but definitely baseball.
Yeah.
He's also one of my best friends.
All right. All right. So you go through these jobs, and none of them work out really like you want, right?
Not really.
So what would
No
be your
dream
What
career.
would be your ideal job?
Oh, I'd love to be a baseball manager.
Okay. What would be your realistic ideal job?
I don't know. You got any ideas?
No ideas. Are you a swimmer? Could you be a lifeguard?
No, I don't know how to swim.
You can't be a
I swim like this.
Yeah. Okay, so that's out. Any suggestions? Architect? Can you build buildings?
No, I'm not George Costanza.
That's who I was thinking of.
I have a bulbous head like him.
You know, that's the other thing. So when I go on Joe Melton's Facebook, I see I don't know how many selfies, right, of Joe's face, and I'm going to run through a lot of them now. I'm going to go through some pictures right here that we're looking at now, and I don't see
You're pretty amazing.
any smiles. No smiles. It's all looks
Oh.
like grumpy Joe, right? Give us a
I
smile.
can't smile on command. You have to make me laugh.
All right. Well, let me ask.
If I smile, it looks like this.
Well, let's. Okay. All right. Well, that's a smile.
There you go. If I'm laughing, I'm smiling.
But I look at those pictures and you're so serious. What are you so serious about?
I don't like to be told to smile. It's not that I don't like to be told to smile. I just can't do it. I can't make myself smile.
I don't believe that.
I can only smile after I laugh.
I want to see after this, you try a selfie where you're just smiling at the world. Think you can do that and post that on Facebook?
If you make me laugh.
No. This is you on your own, just smiling. You're smiling because
I don't know.
You're smiling because they gave you this softball, and that's something you really appreciate.
Oh yeah, that is something I
Well,
really
let's talk
appreciate.
about that. What's that all about?
Okay, well, I think you can't see the signatures as well. I need to put it in a case, and I might have to ask for a new ball. But this was during sectional, and it was after Orleans beat Bar Eve, and then I didn't leave right away because I don't leave right away. I usually leave last.
And get there first.
And yeah, I'm hardcore. That and church kind of.
Good combination.
I haven't been as good with church lately. I haven't been there early as like I used to be, but I decided to. I was like, "Oh, you guys getting ready to have practice?" Well, it kind of looked like they were. It was kind of obvious, really. But one of the girls said, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh, wow." I told Melissa Corder, I said, "I'm going to stick around until somebody kicks me out." Well, nobody kicked me out, and Coach Greg Clark said, "Well, Joe, you must not have anything better to do." I said, "I can't think of anything better to do." And I went and got some foul balls for them, and they thought I was going to my car. They thought I was leaving, but I was going to my car to get something. I ended up leaving because they thought I was leaving, so I just went ahead and left.
Might as well leave.
But the 5 seniors, Ashley Green, Brianna Corder, Baby B, Brianna Eckerly, Jadea Farhar, and hold on a second. Oh, Miley Hembry.
I'm glad you remember that.
I did. It just took me a second.
Right.
And no offense, Miley, at all. It only took me
I'm
a
just
second.
amazed you remembered all five. That's,
Yeah, well, they're pretty memorable.
yeah.
But in that moment, I gave them all a hug. Well, actually, I got to back up for a second. They ran up the steps and they said, "Hold on, Joe, don't leave. We got something for you." And then they gave me that ball.
That's amazing.
And
it
it's
was
signed
already-
by every
it was
player and
already-
every coach.
So that's something they did ahead of time, knowing that when they saw you, they were going to give
I
it to
might have accidentally heard them when I was going getting foul balls. I think I heard Coach Taylor say, "Hey, everybody, make sure you sign this ball for Joe."
you. Oh, okay.
So it wasn't a complete surprise, but it still was a very nice surprise.
Yeah. You know, you're noted for the signs, the white cardboard signs, and getting people.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. So
This is a real good story.
all right. So the question is to this story.
It
Is
started in this library.
So how did it all start? It started. We're in the library.
It was my birthday, and I wanted to be one of those dorks that holds up a sign that says, "Today's my birthday." And Maddie or Alyssa or Jocelyn Bruner or one of them librarian girls said, I know they're women, but they said, "Why don't you put Lagodi volleyball on the other side?" I was like, "Well, that's a great idea." And Maddie helped me design the sign, and she did the "Today's my birthday" part too. Well, I went to Williams Sisters, Williams Brothers. I like to call it Williams Sisters because Ashley Graber and Allison.
Williams brothers.
No, you guys are good. But Ashley Graber and Allison, they were like the original Williams Sisters, except for the two tennis players. But that's why I call it that. But I went in there and I was going to show them the sign, but it was in my car. But Rachel said, "Hey, Joe," and Bailey Davis said, "Happy birthday." And I was like, "Thank you, Bailey. Hey, Rachel." And then a real tall girl was back by the window, and I didn't have my glasses on because I have to wear them when I drive. And right now I don't need them. I can see, that says Wi-Fi, no problem. But I have to wear them when I drive. But anyways, she said, "Hey, Joe," and I was like, "Adrena?" And she said, "I'm not Adrena, you know me, Joe Melton." I was like, "Madison Ramsey, you work here?" And we all had a good laugh.
But it was Madison Ramsey.
It was Madison Ramsey.
Who was a fantastic volleyball player, still is.
And one of my favorite people in the whole world, and
and a
I love her
terrific-
whole family.
And a
They're all
terrific young
awesome.
lady, and you are right. Yeah, they've got
But
a
I was like,
wonderful
well, I was going to show them the sign. I might as well just show it to you now. And then she saw that, it said happy birthday. It was my birthday on one side. And she's like, "Oh, they're going to love this sign." Well, later I went to the game, and Jameson Coy, he's actually a shows guy, but he comes to some Lagodi games. And his friend Blake, and Jameson's like, "Hey, come over here and sit with us." I was like, "Okay, I'll be over there." And they went ahead over there. And as I was going, all of a sudden I heard, "Happy birthday, Joe." And like the whole team was like standing on the baseline. And then Madison was walking up the steps with a blue envelope. And I went over right away and I opened it. And it had an amazing card in it, which I usually keep in my backpack. It was signed by the whole team and even the coaches. And there was a gas card in there for marathon. And I was like, "Oh, hey, this is one of the most things I need in the whole world."
Yeah.
Gas to get to games.
Right.
I think that's why they did
I
it.
think so too.
They're pretty smart, actually.
They are.
But, well, they won that game, so, they're in a better mood when they win, so that was good. But, before I got to back up for a second, because Eva Hawkins was holding up my sign almost the whole game, except she wanted to hold up the sign that said, "Today's my birthday."
And it wasn't her birthday.
No. I said, "You got to hold up the other side sometimes." Well, she wanted to hold up the side that said, "Today's my birthday."
Yeah, which said
And there
Lagodi
was
volleyball on the other side.
three boys on the front row. They turned around. They said, "Is today your birthday?" And she just smiled and they said, "Happy birthday." And then she went to Jordan Hawkins and said, "Today's my birthday, Dad." And he said, "No, it's not. It's Joe Melton's birthday." But when the game was over, I was turning around and getting my stuff together because, you know, I take a lot of stuff. And I heard something, and I turned around and looked, and the whole team was standing on the baseline singing happy birthday to me.
Yeah.
So now you know why Madison Ramsey is one of my favorite people in the whole world.
Yeah, so that's how that got started. So that was a pretty good night too.
Let's see, there's a Madison Ramsey connection. There's Madison Ramsey, there's Madison Wagner, and Chloe Ramsey. And I've known Chloe since she was about this tall.
Miss Summerfest.
Yes, I love Chloe Ramsey and Madison Wagner.
Yeah, both wonderful.
And many others.
Yeah. So that kind of started it. So every year at the beginning of the season, you'll see Joe with really a blank white cardboard, right? Ready to be signed. So he'll have that marker in his hand, and he'll go to anybody associated with the team and have them sign. And
Oh yeah.
anybody ever said no? You don't have to give names. I never have.
Yeah, Mr. Johnson said he wouldn't sign it. He said the only thing he would sign is a check with his name on it.
I said you didn't have to mention names.
Sorry, I thought that was funny.
It was funny. It was funny, but Greg Johnson's a great guy. He just
Oh yeah,
he's just humble.
I always talk to him at the corner cafe every day.
Okay, but he doesn't sign autographs.
No, he don't sign autographs.
I'll be
But he did whenever we were in school. He did play us some Elvis records, and he was trying to convince us, and I think he was convinced that Elvis was still alive, and he might have been right.
I don't know if he was right or not, but I remember that he trying to convince people that Elvis was alive.
It's pretty memorable.
Yeah. All right. So you've got a bunch of stuff here that was given to you. So why don't we just go through some of this and tell us a little bit story behind each one. If you want to grab whatever. I think we already talked about the Darren Bauer, right? Gave you the...
we didn't talk about that, but I was at a baseball game, and Darren Bauer, I didn't know him yet, but he was wearing that hat, and I was like, man, that's a cool hat. And he's like, you want one? I was like, heck yeah. Well, like a few games later, he brought me that hat, and he's also gave me 2 shirts. And also, well, since we're talking about that, this is my Jackson Bauer autographed jersey.
That's nice. Yeah, that's nice.
This is my most recent one at church the other day.
Jackson had just graduated from Lagodi High School, terrific baseball player.
Oh, there's a story behind that too. I'm not going to fold these perfectly right now, but almost did it, Greg Bateman. I didn't know.
Knocked it off.
I went to a baseball game. It was towards the end of the season, and Susan said, Joe, do you want a jersey? I was like, heck yeah. I say heck yeah a lot. She goes, what number you want? I said, number 16 for Jackson Bauer. And she brought me it, and I couldn't wear it, of course, because, you know, I eat a lot of Strombolis. But,
maybe someday.
But maybe.
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to eat. I actually ate some salad at Pizza Junction last night. I'm trying to lose weight.
Good for you.
And I walk a dog. I try to walk a dog every morning, so I'm trying.
All right, so you got that from Susan Whitmer, right? Is that who you're talking about, Susan? Or was it a different Susan?
Oh, that was Jackson Bauer.
I know, but you said Susan asked you if you wanted
yeah. Susan works in the concession stand at like every baseball game.
Susan
Whitmer.
Oh, no,
I'm glad you said.
Well, yeah, Susan softball, but...
I'm glad you said Susan Whitmer, though, because after the girls sang happy birthday to me, Susan Whitmer said, looks like you got some fans, Joe. And I said, well, I might have some fans, but they have a fan.
There you go. Susan Jacobs. Let's give Susan credit for baseball.
Yeah, I'm not good with names, but I knew her name was Susan.
It's incredible, does it so much for the program, her and Denny. All right, what else you got over there that...
well, this, I went to sectional for volleyball, possibly the same season, or it could have been the next season. And Coach Haley, Stevie's wife, I had to mention Stevie.
Going to be a new mama.
Gave me this shirt. So that means a lot to me. This shirt, here you go, Doug. I brought a shirt for you.
Doug Wilson, you're shameless. He said that you told him he needs to mention your name, and he's already mentioned it a time or two. But
he said you need to mention that we played basketball with Jason Hart back in the day, and we all went to Lagodi.
And you already mentioned that.
But this is my number 54 it says Lady Lions, but this is my jersey with Doug Wilson's number on it.
Doug didn't play for the Lady Lions, did he?
I don't think so.
Okay.
If he did, he wore a wig.
Yeah.
And this shirt, oh yes, this shirt. How about them Lions? And this roofing company on the back? Well, this shirt has a story. I won't make it too long. The short version is, it was the last home game for the seniors, and Judea and Madison were, them and Brianna Eckerly, they all had shirts in their hand, and they threw theirs to some girls in the first few rows, some little girls. But Brianna was walking right towards me, and I thought she was going to throw her shirt over my head, but she came over and handed it to me.
Brianna Eckerly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So that shirt means a lot.
Well, that's very nice.
And this is my Perry Bateman jersey that Greg Bateman might try to get signed for me.
Yeah. Perry played, I think she left after her sophomore year maybe, but so some 20 years ago, and the number 24, that was Perry's
I
jersey.
remember
That's amazing.
I showed that to you, and you took a picture of it and sent it to her, and she said, hey, that's my number.
That's right. Yeah, we'll get that signed.
This is one of my Ashley Salmon autographed jerseys.
By the way, Ashley Salmon is Ashley Fraley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one of the top scorers, men or women.
Oh,
of
yeah.
all time.
And rebounders, too.
Well, and rebounders, yeah.
And this is my Brooke Hawkins autographed jersey. The autograph's down there on the left side.
There it is. Brooke.
And this is my other,
Actually, it was 20
this
years
is
ago.
my other
20 years
Ashley
ago this past
Salmon
year,
jersey.
that Brooke would have graduated. What's that? It's another Ashley jersey?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What have
The white one's my favorite. I really like the colors on that one for some reason.
Which one?
The white one. This one's, this one I love, but the white Ashley
okay.
Salmon jersey I like better for some reason.
Okay.
It's the color scheme, I think.
So isn't it cool that, I mean, you feel appreciated, right? And they give you these things.
It's hard not to.
It is, and it's got to be a good feeling. I know you said when you go home sometime, you kind of get lonely and you think thoughts that maybe shouldn't be there, that are sad, but maybe you can start thinking about what people do for you, right? And what, people appreciate you. Maybe that make you feel a little better. All right, what did we not talk about?
I'm glad you mentioned that
Yes.
because I had a person, I'll just say it was a person,
Okay.
tell me, she kind of told me that I wasn't worth talking to. And
Okay.
that bothered me because I thought she was my friend. Mm-hmm. Well, I went to the Summerfest. It was on Friday, and Chloe Ramsey won Queen on Thursday. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. And I was sitting in my chair just feeling horrible. I was so sad about that friend telling me that I wasn't worth talking to. She didn't literally say that, but that's kind of what she said. At least that's the way I took it. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's, perception is reality. And anyway, I'm sitting in my chair. I'm like, man, I'm sitting at the Summerfest. I look forward to this every year, and I'm sitting here feeling miserable. Oh, by the way, I walked by the Millers, Megan, and I'm not good with names, but I know her husband. He's at every baseball game. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, well, sorry, I'm not good with names, but I talk to that guy a lot. And I walked by them, and they said hello, and I didn't hardly say nothing to them. That's how sad I was.
Okay.
But then I was sitting in my chair, and I started talking to God. I was like, God, please send me somebody, just somebody that wants to talk to me. Not that the Millers didn't want to talk to me, but I wasn't in the right mind frame at that moment. So I just kind of kept walking. And I sat in my chair, and I had my head down, and I heard a voice, hey, Joe. And I looked up, and Chloe Ramsey said, you want to take a picture with me? And I was like, you have no idea what you just did for me. But I told her later, but I wanted to mention that because that was a big moment for me in my, I'm highly functioning autistic, and I'm thankful for that because it's part of who I am, and God has helped me a lot, and that actually helped me. But sometimes it's tough.
Well, I think that gesture right there by Chloe Ramsey to help Joe feel better is the perfect place to stop and to end part 1 of our Getting to Know Your Indiana Neighbor interview with Joe Melton. But don't worry, Joe's got a lot more to say. Part 2 coming up soon.